We are on the air.
Hey, we're back. Season 2, episode 2.
Correct. Season 2.
Hey, this is
Can't,
our 12th
second
hour.
12th hour.
Holy shit. I have a day with the content. Oh,
What you munching on over there?
so I when we brought up what we're going to talk about today, bringing up our topic and stuff, I was like, well, why not talk about this diet I'm on with my girlfriend to, help incorporate, lose weight, kind of detoxify. I'm actually munching on celery. I have been eating nothing but raw vegetables since this morning.
Celery.
Yeah, celery, baby carrots. I ate 2 apples. Apple day keeps the doctor away. But yeah, pretty much a quick vegan diet just to start it up and eat a little bit less, but peeing like a fish and just drinking water and coffee.
Got to maintain a healthy body, healthy mind.
Drippy, I've been a big dude all my life. There was a time where I did drop weight a couple times, but it just comes back. I mean, I enjoy food too much.
Man, that's the way I am, man. Like I used to play soccer, and I lost a lot of weight. Like I guess I lost a lot of baby fat when I was in soccer back in like elementary, middle school. But then I hit high school, and man, they had like a snack bar, and then they had like cafeteria ladies in every corner selling snacks.
Yeah.
So, obviously, but uh, I need to start going on the diet again.
I mean, dieting is like it's the first step, but I mean, damn, it's like the boys want to go eat food, go to the movies, then I want to get popcorn and soda and candy. Not candy, because the candy's expensive as shit. But
Candy
food,
is expensive as shit, man.
food's always around the corner. I mean, DoorDash nowadays. Oh, shout out to DoorDash. You'll give me a sponsorship.
DoorDash.
Grubhub, Uber Eats, Postmates. Even though I don't really hear Postmates anymore.
Right. No, I don't hear it either. Man, one time, the only time me and my girl ordered from DoorDash, and the dude forgets our drink. Literally, it was like that episode in SpongeBob, like, where's my drink?
Oh, my diet, Dr. Kelp.
And the guy didn't say anything like, oh, it's in the back of my car, nothing. He didn't reply at all. And I was like, yo, what the hell? Like, that was our drink. Like, we had ordered a pizza and some breadsticks, and we are like, you know what? Let's get a 2 liter.
That's
You know,
where I'd leave the 1-star review.
and that was the only time we ever gotten it, and we haven't gotten it ever since.
Really? I mean, maybe it's just it's always different people. At the times I've used DoorDash the most, well, it's not for food actually. It's for my cat with the cat litter food and GameStop actually buying games. The games one made me kind of laugh because the other the other couple times, 2 times, the people have called me and they're like, "Hey, your stuff's at the front." This last dude I ordered some games from GameStop, he dropped it off and he was like, "Your games are at your door." I was like, "What?"
Delivered them?
Yep. Yeah, it's like $3 or $4 from GameStop. Just like I guess it's depending on how far your GameStop's at. The GameStop I'm from that's closest to me is about 15-20 minutes.
The closest one to me would probably be the same. Like 15, 20 minutes. Depending
Yeah.
on traffic. Because over here where I'm at, there's a shit ton of traffic, man.
Right. Yeah. Especially where I'm at too. With all this traffic, I was just like, yeah, I ain't driving out today. I'm gonna have someone deliver it to me. Sure enough, did it. And then since it's through GameStop, you don't have to put a tip. So I guess whatever the $4 is, that goes directly to the driver. And it's like cool. Got him a gallon of gas, if that.
Celery, man.
Hey man, I gotta eat it with some peanut butter, but I'm enjoying it.
You eat it with peanut butter?
Hell yeah! You ever had celery with peanut butter?
Not celery with peanut butter. I've had bananas with peanut butter and apples with peanut butter. You ever had that?
Of course.
Some uh some doctor was like, "That's some healthy stuff you could be eating. Just don't eat a whole bunch."
See
You
that
see me over there grabbing like two, three apples, just munching.
your mom's gonna come in and she's all drippy. Why is half the peanut butter gone?
You know, ever since me and my girl moved in, like I haven't really touched peanut butter. Like we have a full jar of peanut butter in the pantry.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You know the viewers aren't gonna are gonna hear that part, but pre-podcast you heard me with the peanut butter. I was telling my
Mm.
girlfriend that I was eating celery, and then she asked me if I put peanut butter. And I said no, I promise you I did not. I just ate it straight. But I forgot that one day, that I told her I can open the peanut butter container and promise you, it's empty. I promise you, it's empty. It's brand new. Whatever. I was wrong. I forgot I used it one day for oatmeal a long time ago, and it looked like I lied.
So who ate the peanut butter?
I did, but it was a long time ago. A long time ago, not today, but yeah, there was like a nice big scoop taken out. That's why I was like, it's kind of relatable. It's like, yeah, I don't really touch peanut butter. My container was basically new, but when I opened it, I forgot that I ate peanut butter when we first moved in together.
I used to eat peanut butter all the time, man. Like I used to get, I'm not gonna say the brand, but every time we would get some at like, my parents' house when I was little, I
Mm-hmm.
would just grab a spoon, dip my spoon in there, and just eat it.
Damn.
That's how you know I was a fat kid.
No, I'd always have to eat it with like peanut butter with banana, celery, or just your classic PB&J sandwich. Or shit, just a peanut butter sandwich.
Uncrustables.
True. Yeah. Honestly, the thing about it with high school and kind of our podcast revolves on nostalgia. I hated Uncrustables throughout school up until high school.
What?
Yeah, I hated them, but I think it was senior year. Somebody gave me an Uncrustable, and I enjoyed it. It's because I hate jelly. Well, I thought I hate jelly. I think I've taste bud have changed, but I thought Uncrustables were gonna be gross, and then the first time I had one, I was just like, "Yo, what is this deliciousness?"
Man, I bought a pack of Uncrustables, man. I only ate like half of them, and then the other half were just in the freezer. I never really ate them. I ate them slow. They lasted me like half a year.
Yeah, just because you're eating them slow.
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be my breakfast for work. Never really touched them again.
The only person I know that gets Uncrustables like consistently is one of my bosses. He's always like, "Def Jam, DJK, you ever hungry? Pop into my desk here. Pop into my office. Check the fridge. There's always an Uncrustable there. Sure as shit. This dude had like 2 boxes of Uncrustables in there. Here's your cooker. And anytime I want it, he's not there. And then his office is locked. It's like, dude, what? How are you gonna offer me that? But then your office is locked. But it is what it is.
I've only had one boss that shared his food with me, and he had tacos. Tacos, tamales. That was at my old job. My manager here, he don't care.
Yeah, all my bosses is like my most recent one actually last week. He was like, DJK, what you want to eat? I was just like, man, whatever you want. He's like, I'm treating you. You helped me out this morning. And I was like, well, whatever's.
Uncrustables.
I was like, whatever's nearby, And he's like, I'm gonna DoorDash it. I was like, oh, wonderful. You ever had PDQ?
I had it once, and I had a chicken sandwich, I think. I don't remember what it was.
Last one I'm getting is a chicken sandwich from PDQ. Man, those things are good. The only thing that bothers me is like it's not a full like chicken breast or chicken fillet. It's literally just like 2 chicken tenders on a bun.
Man, all right. What about this has just turned into a food podcast.
Hey, man, foodies.
Foodies, man. But have you ever had you? I'm pretty sure you had Wingstops, right?
Yeah, actually. Then I think I had it with you all for the first time. You and the wizard. No.
No, no, no. The first time I had it was whenever you came over to my house and you installed Windows 10 on my PC.
Oh yeah, and then you're like here, like bro, I got you. And I was like, nah, I don't need money. And then you say, oh, I'm gonna get lunch. I was like, oh, you can buy me lunch, and we're good to go.
Dude, I regret getting those, man.
What, man? They're good.
I asked for like boneless wings and they gave me chicken tenders. They gave me chicken tenders with buffalo sauce on them.
Hey man, chicken tenders are more expensive though.
Yeah, but it wasn't the amount that I ordered. I guess since because they were bigger, they only gave me like half.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, and ever since then I haven't gotten Wingstop.
Last time
But
I got Wingstop, I think was with my boss, and he was just curious on what it was, and he said, he doesn't like it.
oh,
Good times.
I think today's wing night actually.
Shit, man, you know what's for dinner tonight? Sleep. Sleep.
You already have your celery.
Yeah, that's basically it. Celery and peanut butter. That's my dinner with some sleep. Sleep on the side. People on this podcast are gonna be like, "Yo, DJK, we need a donation there." Like, nah, it's a cry for help.
You gotta start a can drive.
Nah, nah, nah. It's just trying to be healthy for a change. Again. But yeah, shoot, being a foodie, man, I'm okay with foodie podcasts. I know we go from video games to nostalgia stories, and I know we slightly touched on sports in season one, and never again. Tech, video games, movies, music. Not so much music. I don't think we really talked about music. We talked
We
about
haven't really
our
talked about music.
interests at one time, but not really
Yeah,
dive into
yeah.
it.
Well, you're more of a sports person. What's going on in Sports Center?
That'd be my girlfriend. um, I just watch I don't. The only teams I really follow is the local team, Charlotte FC, North Carolina. Um, the Raiders. I hate that they're Las Vegas Raiders now, but the Raiders. And basketball, not really. Being from LA, Lakers fan, but I don't really follow basketball like that. I don't know. It's just like football is interesting to watch because you can clinch so many things. Basketball is really only interesting in like the last 5 minutes because that's when it really gets crazy. Soccer, you can watch the whole thing because you don't know what's going to happen. So, like soccer
Used
now.
to be big. Yeah, I used to be big on soccer, but then after South Africa, I think that was the last World Cup I ever watched, and I stopped watching soccer.
It's the year of the World Cup this year, so which is weird that it's going to be in the fall / winter instead of summer.
Oh, I might watch it this year.
During Thanksgiving week, um, that's when it starts.
During Thanksgiving week.
Yep,
I'm gonna be eating.
eating and watching soccer.
Mainly just eating and watching football, actually, man.
Oh yeah, football. Ooh, whoa, football and football on the same day, huh? I think the Raiders are playing on Thanksgiving this year. Anyways, yeah, just I'll go to soccer games, going to the inaugural match of Charlotte FC, uh, and now I'm going to actually I'm going to one of their games, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, and then I might go the following weekend after that, just because my girlfriend's gone, so I'll probably take her dad if he wants to go. If not, maybe the boys.
Oh,
Whoever
boys.
wants to go. If not, I'm just gonna watch it at home.
Last time I went to an actual game was back in elementary, dude, and that was in the baseball stadium.
Really?
Yeah, that was the last time I ever went, and I didn't even pay attention, dude. I didn't even pay attention. It was so hot. Me and my friends, we were just running around, going back and forth, just walking. Like the whole class was bored. The only people that were really interested in it were the teachers.
Because they're the ones that scheduled that day. They're like, yeah, we're gonna do a soccer game.
Soccer game,
No, you said soccer,
baseball,
baseball, the local team.
the local team.
Yo, the local team over here is, I like them. I don't know why. Their mascot's pretty cool.
For what for the baseball?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Larry the Lobster.
He looks like Larry the Lobster, with smiling ass. But I mean, I think that baseball trip was always towards the end of the year for elementary school, and then I think I went one more time in middle school. But it's like it's weird because they keep us, during school hours towards the end, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll get back to school like at 6 o'clock." And like, what? 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 No, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to get home at 3 o'clock, like I normally would.
Your parents had to go pick you up.
Yeah, and it's just like, my mom don't drive.
Only times my parents would pick me up after school was because I had detention.
How was that? I mean,
That was
when I met you, like I guess, I don't know if I explained it in a prior podcast, but I always thought you were kind of like, like the badass kid that would get in trouble all the time. And I think I've only seen you in that, like, silent lunch, or like the after school kids that say after school, like, once.
I stayed after school a bunch of times, man. Like it'd be like at least 2 or 3 times a week I'd have to stay. And then silent lunch, I haven't heard that word in forever.
Silent library.
But but lunch, I think only once, and that was during my civics class. But that's because I didn't finish an assignment. So the teacher was like, "I'll let you make it up, but you gotta eat lunch with me." And I was like, "Oh hell!" I was like, "Can I just get an F?" But she didn't let me.
Oh, I've had teachers that let me fail. That was crazy. You guys bad night. Stupid. Shouldn't have failed that class, but whatever.
That was one teacher that wouldn't let me fail, or any of her students fail.
Yeah, you will not. Well, I don't know. Maybe they had a quota of how many students of them can fail, and then it goes to show, like, the student isn't failing. You're failing. You're failing as a teacher.
But I don't know what it was or why, but that whole room that we were in for what was it? I think it was like social studies, civics.
Yeah.
Man, it was all Hispanics, and they called it the shelter class.
What the hell?
Yeah, man. I don't want to say or talk bad about anything, but we were all dumbasses in that class. We were all dumbasses. We would fall asleep. She would wake us up, like the teacher would wake us up. We'd always like interrupt her, do stupid shit. We'd fail all the tests. We did the homework. It was just the test that everybody would fail.
Obviously, the homework and the test didn't align with each other, so that's not your fault. It's the teacher's fault. Teacher failed.
Recently, like maybe 2 years back, somebody told me that that teacher was about to get fired
Word.
because she was making racist comments. And after, flashing back and thinking about it, I was like, when we were in her class, she was making some racist comments to us too.
I was like, you Spanish speakers, you don't understand the English language.
Yeah, she was like, "Do you not understand English?"
Oh. Hey, I mean, to a certain point, like, I get that you can say it, but I mean, not like insultingly.
No, she said it insultingly. I mean, obviously we were kids, back in our day it was like none of this Gen Z shit, and we would just laugh.
Joe Rogan experience?
We would just laugh because obviously we tried to piss off the teacher, so we found it hilarious.
Yeah, I think that was always the other kids in my classes that I would leave up to getting the teachers pissed. There was one time though that a teacher got upset. She didn't get mad. She got like upset and sad because someone took her iPod, and she like valued that iPod because it came from her dad that passed away recently. I was just like, man, like first of all, don't charge your iPod openly on your computer,
Right.
and not worry about it. Someone's gonna snatch it. It wasn't a bad school that we went to, but we had a handful of people that you couldn't trust, and
Man, a
yeah.
lot of people.
But I remember that specifically just because she got upset, and then I felt bad and it pissed me off. I'm just like, I mean, you're just gonna steal an iPod when you yourself got an iPod and claim to have money and your parents have money to get you the iPod, but you're over here stealing the teacher's iPod. Stupid.
Right, right. Yeah, I used to hate people like that.
It's like what you're going around stealing, but you claim that you got all this money and all that. Yeah, and so that upset me seeing that teacher upset just because she was genuinely trying to like be cool. She was cool with us, and then someone like I don't know, like a month in does that, and it's like no, you're stupid. You're ruining this relationship we have with this teacher.
Right. Man, one time I did panic and I stole something from the teacher's desk. I was in middle school, seventh grade. I took my DS to school. I let a kid borrow it. A dumbass was playing it while the teacher was teaching. He got it taken away, and teacher comes up to me and he was like, "Yeah, so and so had your game, so I took it from him, and since it's yours, I'm not gonna give it to you, but I'll let your parents come and pick it up."
What?
So I was like, "What? Why? Like just give it to me. I'll put it away." And he had a soccer team to go to because he was soccer coach,
Yeah.
and I went through his desk since he left early. He had another teacher watching us, but that teacher had two classrooms to already watch. So I was like, "Hey," I told somebody, I was like, "Hey, keep a lookout. Tell me if the teacher's coming or something." So I was going through his desk. I think I broke one of the desks open. Like I yanked that shit, man, and I took it. And come the next day, he comes up to me and he says, "Hey, somebody stole your game from my desk, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this. We're gonna have a meeting. We're gonna have a discussion. We're gonna go through people's stuff." And obviously, I had it with me that day too, because I used to play it on the bus. And dude, I was like, "Oh shit!" And some people were like, "Oh, I know who it was. I know who it was." And then they just kept fucking looking at me, and I was like, "Y'all better not snitch." So I guess in just a panic, I decided to like wait until everybody was out of the classroom, teachers and everybody, and I went and I put that shit back on top of his desk. I put it back on top of the desk, and then like an hour later, he comes up to me and he says, "We got it back. Don't worry, it's in a safer place now." He just gave it to some other teacher to hold it,
What the hell?
and I was like, "Hell." My parents had to go pick it up. It pissed me off. I never again took it to school.
I don't think I ever took a game console to school. I know other like you and other kids took it, like their PSPs and stuff. iPod was popular. Everyone took an iPod. Um, but I think my similar experiences to that is I was texting in our I forgot what it was called. It was like that intermittent class where it was either to catch up on homework or if you're failing a class, you go to that specific classroom and you get tutoring help. Um,
Right.
what I consider that break period. Like for 30, 45 minutes, we took that break, and then either you went to lunch or you went to your third period, and then just lunch. So this was just the middle of the day. Anyways, so cool teacher was cool. We weren't really doing anything in that class. It wasn't remedial or anything. So we're all free to talk. But for some reason, she was like really like in a bad mood that day. Everything was like a free for all. You can do whatever we want. Mostly we were just quiet, kept to ourselves. But I was texting on my BlackBerry that back then, and of course, I had a picture of my then girlfriend on my background of that phone. So I'm over here texting this phone. I don't know if you remember it. It was like a nice red BlackBerry. And
I think so. Yeah.
now that I think about it was kind of a, like girly looking, because what I'm about to say is about to make sense. So that day I was texting homegirl, and I was just like, yada yada yada, sitting in front of the class, everyone's talking, having their own thing, and she comes up to me, she's like, "Give me your phone." I said, "For what?" "Give me your phone." I said, For what? Like, I'm not allowed to text in here, no? I was like, you know my rule about cell phones. I was like, that it's allowed. What? I'm not learning anything. I'm literally chilling. This is everyone else's remedial time, so whatever. So she's like, "Give me your phone," and so she ends up taking it like out of my hand. And I was just like, I wasn't a confrontational kid, so I was just like, okay. And she's like, "You'll get this at the end." Stop. She said, "You're gonna get this at the end of the day," but she stopped, and she looked at it, and then she was like, "Your girlfriend will get her phone back at the end of the day." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
She thought it was your girl.
Yeah, so I was just like, man, who is so like self-centered, self-loving that they would put a picture of themselves on their background of their phone?
Surprise.
That, I mean, it was just a picture of her, like no one else, just her. I'm just like, wow, you have a master's degree and you're a complete idiot. But okay, cool. Let's assume it's not my phone.
They made up this rule. I don't know if they still do it, but it was called one and done, where like they would only tell you once to put your phone away if they caught you with it, and the second time they'd tell you, like, they'd take it away.
I think so.
I got told so many times. That's kind of the reasons too why I was in after school detention most of the time,
I
because I
think
wouldn't listen. I wouldn't give up my phone. I was always late to class. Man,
I've always wondered that because there was that period where you guys were still, the boys were still in school, and I graduated. Me and the wizard graduated just because we were older than you two, or you all. And I'd just be like, "Yo, how'd you be texting all the time? Like all the time?"
thing on me all the time, man.
I get that thing on me.
And I like it's funny, you know. Previous episode, I think I mentioned that I used to get a bunch of cell phones, buy them, sell them, trade back and forth,
Yeah.
and that's what I would do. I had another friend who did the same shit. If he got one phone taken away, we just pulled out the other one and just continued texting. I mean, that's all we did.
Yeah, there was a period where I was just like, well, yo, what's Trippy's number? I'd be texting numbers. I'm just waiting on a response back from somebody. Good times though in high school. I mean, a lot. Our high school definitely has changed a lot, but it doesn't look the
A
same.
lot.
And I'm just like, man, that's crazy. Seeing people
I
outside of
drove
school. Whew.
I drove by it last time because I went to go pick up my brother, and dude, it looks like a college now.
Yeah, it does. New classes being added that were never offered before. I'm just like, well, that's cool for the future, but for us, it kind of just like held us back on our interest.
Think about it. We had memories in that building
That have been destroyed.
that have now been destroyed.
Because like we go back, I mean, it's just like, oh, this is the spot where this and that happened, but not really anymore because now you know that area is no longer lockers. It's like just a hallway.
Remember, we had a specific hallway, and everybody knew that hallway.
I could mention it to people that graduated from the '60s and they know that hallway.
Right? I'm pretty sure kids nowadays don't even know what that hallway is.
I think they do, maybe, if they're still called the same thing.
I remember being a freshman, people would try to tell me like, "Oh, make sure you go check out that swimming pool we got in the back, right behind the gym."
Technically, they weren't lying.
They weren't lying, but it was like half a mile off of the school campus.
Yeah. And then during like when you're a freshman and you do physical education, you would walk down to that pool.
I was so self-conscious about the way I looked that for physical education, like we could pay $5 for like a specific day and we could go swimming for
Mm-hmm.
the whole class period.
Yep.
And I was so self-conscious, bro. I said no. I decided to walk the whole class.
Yeah, it's. I thought it was stupid. It's like you're being punished for not having money, or not feeling good
Right,
about yourself.
right.
Like,
And everybody would be like, "Hey, come on, like the teacher don't care." Like I had a friend who actually went swimming because he told the teacher that he didn't know it was gonna look that fun. He thought it was gonna be like a lesson, so type shit. So she let him swim. I was like, "What the hell?" And then obviously the whole group of friends were like at the not the deep end, but the shallow.
yeah,
I was just watching everybody dive off the damn diving board. And I was like, man, that looks like fun.
yeah. I did at one time. I remember the classmates behind me. They're like, go ahead, DJK, jump. And I was just like, I was hyped up. It looked like fun. And then as soon as I got up there, I was just like, yo, that's a long way down. So I was gonna go feet in, but then I know the teacher was, or the teacher was always like, if you do that, you're gonna hurt your feet because it's a long way down. And so you want to jump in head first. So I did that. Um, I kind of just dropped. I didn't even jump. Like I kind of just like went over the edge and just dropped. So I didn't do no springboard or anything. I just kind of just jumped and then just went over the edge. And then I started to panic when I jumped in because like I was just like, yo, I don't. When am I gonna land? Like that feeling scared me. And so as soon as I hit the water, I kind of panicked because
Yeah.
I went all the way to the bottom.
Oh, damn. Well, obviously,
Yeah, I mean, being a little, I wasn't that heavy set at that point, but yeah, I guess the way I went in, yeah, I just went straight to the bottom, and I touched my feet down there, and just like I forgot to take a deep breath because I was panicking about the jump.
the height.
Yeah, so that's when I started to panic, and then like, I started to realize like, oh, I just got to jump and swim up. That my swimming trunks went like down past my cheeks. So luckily everybody was already jumping. The coach was like, "Hey, you can jump. You're good. DJK's at the bottom. You're not gonna hurt them." Because their specific instruction was when you jump, and if you do touch the bottom, was push away, because people are gonna be jumping above you. So
Right.
I was still coming up, and then I realized that happened. So I quickly pulled up my shorts, and I was just like, "Yeah, this swimming thing." That was like the first and last time I went swimming. Just because it freaked me out diving in, and then all that water, like the impact, just went from my waist and pulled my shorts down to like past my cheeks.
I used to hate having to go change. Even if we didn't do anything in PE class, man, we still had to change. I used to hate that.
I didn't mind it, but I hated going in there just because, like I guess at the time I wasn't really friends with them, but people were like, well, older boomers would call hoodlums and uh, bad kids, whatever you want to say. But I mean, these people are actually cool now, like tattoo artists, rappers, actual functioning people in society.
Gamers, PS, you and me.
Yeah. So I went in there, and I mean, people would be fighting. Like these showers weren't functional. I mean, they would work, but we never used them, which I always thought was weird. Like showers were available, no one ever used them. Even in middle school, no one ever showered.
They
Um,
weren't functioning.
they were. Oh well, at least when I was a freshman, they were functioning. Um, but there'd be like this big shower, and that's where like if you had beef with somebody, that's where you would fight.
The showers, yes, I
Yep.
remember that.
I guess it was just ongoing tradition. But when I was, it kind of freaked me out because I've never really seen fights. But they weren't actual like beef fights that I saw. Everyone always laced up some gloves and boxed it out some. And I
I think
remember
somebody
this.
did bring gloves in one time.
There was this one time where the coach came in and it's like, it's like, what's all you boys taking so damn long? Like, because in the bathroom, like the a voice will bounce off the wall, so it all scared us. And these guys were taking a swing, and I remember like these guys stopped, and this guy was like stopped halfway through his punch, and then the other dude just like punched him, and he went onto the ground. And the
Shoot.
coach was like, "What the hell's going on? Why'd you punch him?" And then everyone was like all scared, and the dude's laid out on the floor.
Damn.
And then he was just like, "Clean yourself up." And then he's like, "I'm not condoning this, but I understand you guys got to get some stuff resolved." And then he walked out. Like that was basically him saying, "This is cool, blow off some steam, but hurry up."
Right.
So that day specifically as a freshman, I was like, wow, like even the teacher was like hurry up. And then he saw what was happening and was just like, blow off some steam, but hurry up. Like I'm not saying this like you're good to go to do this, but I am.
Just let it all out.
I mean, it's just crazy that it happens so many times. And I mean, they never told me to lace up some gloves. So I mean, I didn't have beef with anybody.
I never did. They always just started shit.
But yeah, there'd be like the ref and the kid that played the ref, and then everyone would jump up because if I remember right, there was like a countertop area behind the showers, and then people would jump up and they would be at the top of the showers and they'd be looking down, kind of like the gulag in Call of Duty. That's what our bathroom looked like, or our locker room.
Right.
I was just like, man, that playing the gulag on Warzone, I was like, yeah, that is our locker room. But I mean, it's crazy that all that happened, and then there was this one time. I don't know if you ever experienced it. We walked in, and it was like female handwriting on the wall, and it's like, "Hey boys, y'all looking sexy." Blah blah blah. This blah, blah. It was written all over the walls.
No.
No, I think I have a picture of it somewhere on my Facebook. See if I can find it. I'll show you. But yeah, we walked in, and it was just like females just took markers and just drew all over the walls.
No. I do remember in the high school walking up and entering the locker room. The first thing you would smell is cigarette.
Yeah, I was like the emo goth kid or the kid who thought he was a badass was always smoking a cigarette in there. Man, hey,
I never did.
I'd rather smoke a cigarette than some ass.
Well, it was a locker room.
But it was like a
I
bathroom.
remember a couple times I got like my deodorant stolen. I was like, really? Like people can't afford their own deodorant?
What, Axe body spray?
Axe body spray, deodorant too, Old Spice.
Nah, I hated PE, my physical education, my PE class in the morning, because then people were like, "Man, you smell like a sack of dirty laundry." It's like, well, yo, I can't shower and I'm using Axe body spray as a shower. Like, what?
Right.
So I think I've never all these other people are always got the PE at the end of the day. It's like you guys are lucky because you just go home.
But for us, they had it like first class, man.
You just go and stank, just straight smell. I met this. There's this one kid who showed up. He's a Marine now. Crazy, right? He showed up and he said that he forgot to take his previous bag from yesterday home to change clothes.
Oh,
So he opened up his locker and his locker smelled like straight ass. And I was just like, you know what? That's what you're gonna smell like when we're done. And he's like, I know. So
sucks, man.
So the coach is always like, all right, everybody locker rooms change, and then people that didn't change or yeah, people that didn't change would just hang outside, and it was pretty much all the females. Females wouldn't change. Uh, in my class, all the guys did, and then he's like, hey, I forgot to bring clothes, so. And then even the coach was like, oh, you're gonna have a rough day today. And this dude was drenched, like, bro, he worked out harder than all of us, and then he knew that he didn't have clothes. And I got following him and his sweaty shirt just dripping. It was like, oh man, that's gonna suck all day. You ever had someone like get their clothes stolen?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
like
that's terrible.
it's funny initially, but then it's like, holy shit, that sucks. Uh, the one time that it did happen in my class, it happened to this one weird kid. Like he always thought he was like the shit, but whenever he tried to fight, he would try to fight everybody. I don't know if you knew him. He was a Puerto Rican kid. He always would fight everybody. He looked like his face was like a baby face. Like he looked like a kid, but he would
I
fight
know what
every.
you're talking about.
He would fight everybody, and then one day, someone riled them up, and they were like, "Take off your shirt." And then they're like, "Oh no, we're going to be like men," and they stripped everyone stripped down to their underwear. So this is where I said the showers were functioning. So they were fighting, gloves up, whatever. So I walk out, and then these two dudes came out laughing, and they threw his bag full of clothes. Uh, they hid it. I think they threw it behind like one of the AC or heaters that they had there. It was easy to hide.
Damn.
But after the fight, the dude showered because we had functioning showers. So all his clothes were already gone. Someone picked them up when they were gonna fight. So all he had was his boxers. And the homeboy decided to take a shower, and they took his boxers. So this dude comes out covering his wiener in front of the entire class, just straight cheeked out.
Oh damn.
Yep. And then the coach brought us into the locker room. The girls were laughing, and some were like, "Oh no, like wow, you guys are fucked up." Coach brought us into the locker room and fucking raised hell, man. He started slamming some of the locker doors and was just like, "Where's his clothes?" And he's like, "I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be 1-on-1. Where's his fucking clothes right now?" And then
Damn.
he was telling people, "It's like, I know you didn't do it. I didn't do it. I know you didn't do it. I know you didn't do it." So he'd be like telling people to get out. So he like brought it down to the 3-4 people that he thought that did it, which the 2 guys that did it were there. And then this dude's just still chilling outside naked
Double cheeked up.
on a Thursday morning. But
God,
yeah, man, like
that's terrible.
like think about it, like it was funny, but dude, this dude was literally standing in front of all of our female classmates naked.
That must suck, man.
Yeah, he
You
started
remember?
he started crying.
uh,
But it's like, dude, why don't you go to the locker room and just sit there?
Right? Do
I
you
don't
remember
know.
the time where they started like shanking people, where they would pull their pants down and shit? That's what we used to call it.
No, no, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Like, yeah, it was either pants or shank, but it was either those two words, and everybody was like, I think that guy that you're talking about, he started doing that to people in the locker room,
But I think they got him walking in that hallway.
and he stopped, I think.
Yeah, he just stopped, and his shirt wasn't long enough to cover anything because they pulled everything down. I remember that.
Man, I remember I walked into the locker room, and as I was like getting ready to like get my bag off and getting ready to get my clothes to change, he comes from behind and he fucking pantses me, man. Like everything, boxers, shorts. I look like I got caught with my hands in the cookie jar, man. Like I didn't know what the fuck to do. I just covered up my wiener and stuff, and I was like, holy shit. And I just stood there like, what should I do? Like looking around, like, what should I do? And then I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I just pulled my shit back up.
Yeah, man. What else are you gonna do at that point? Like, fuck, whatever. Uh,
Like we were all laughing,
I don't
and
know.
then one time too, some kid tried to do it, but I was quick to move, and then he ended up just taking my bag, my gym bag, and he started going through all my shit, and he was like, "I didn't bring my clothes, so I'm gonna have to borrow yours." So I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Nah, man, that's my clothes. Like, you forgot yours. Oh well, like I don't care. I don't give a fuck."
Right.
And he started like saying shit to me, like being like a bully kind of. And then he tried to punch me, dude. I knocked his ass out as soon as he tried to punch me.
I don't know. I don't know
That
why
shit.
people want to start beef for no reason. It's like, yo, you didn't bring your clothes. It's your fault.
And everybody was like, "Oh shit, Drippy got hands." But I was like, "See, I didn't want to use that, man. Like I don't fight. I'm not a fighter. But if I have to, I will. Because he was like pushing me around. He tried to punch me a couple times.
Right.
I did get my head slammed against the wall, though. He did do
Whoo.
that while I wasn't looking.
Man, it's crazy. Like these kids, like some of these people are parents now. Like,
Right.
what? It's crazy to think that, like, think back about these people that were assholes or considered bad kids, and it's like, man, their parents is like, holy shit, that poor kid. um, but bringing that Panson thing, that reminded me of one thing. But just because you brought it up, the only target that was, I'm pretty sure, was unspoken. No one ever said anything. The only person that you could not do that to was Crazy Legs.
He was off limits.
I'm pretty
He
sure
was off limits.
because what do you call him, Big J? Uh, he brought it up one time, and he's like, I saw him bring his pants down one time. I saw his legs, and I was like, man, it's like, yo, they're like breadsticks, bro. They skinny. So I'm pretty sure even he said it was just like, yeah, he, like, don't. He's never gonna get pants because ain't nobody, feel bad for the kid and stuff like that. And then he makes the joke like, with his legs being crooked and all, how are you gonna even get it past his hips, bro?
Oh, that's terrible, man.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that
I
was
think
unspoken that no one would ever do that to him.
I think only one time I seen that kid wear shorts in high school, and I think people were making fun of him because of the way his legs look,
Hmm.
and never again.
Uh,
I feel bad. I felt bad at the moment. Now, still kind of do, but I remember I asked him. I was like, "Hey, bro, where do you get your pants?" I was like, "Did you get them at the kids section?" Because the pocket was so tiny, dude.
I
It was
remember
so tiny. I think he was wearing Dickies,
that.
and obviously I was wearing Dickies too, and like the pocket was like normal size, like adult size. But then you had his that looked like a damn like an AirPod case. That's how tiny. That's how tiny his pocket was.
That's crazy. Like, I mean, phones nowadays. But think about it, like now, if that happened back in the days, like, man, what can you fit in that pocket? AirPods. But I mean, that kid always just asked for it, though. I mean, he always wanted to hang with the wrong crowd for no reason, and then you actually meet him, like, later on in the future, and have a drink with him and his parents, and it's like, yo, his parents they're pussies. I mean, like, what? They're
Yeah.
soft, but and then he's a daddy's boy. He's mommy's boy. Like, I mean, got whatever he wanted. And I always thought he was like thugged up. I'm just like, I don't know why he tried so hard to do that.
Wow.
But can you believe I saw him run once?
Oh, dude, I've seen him run a couple times.
Uh,
I felt so bad.
the oh yeah, you were there. You were there. So whenever we were spray painting in the soccer field with the coach, remember that?
Thanks. Oh, dude.
So where we're
Didn't the
spray,
coach also look at us?
yeah. So the coach was taking way too long, and we were already done. We put all the spray cans inside the wagon, the little wagon thing that he had, because we finished. I saw a picture of me doing that, spray painting the soccer ball on the field, and so there were soccer balls out there, so we're kicking them about, and he's like, "All right, you guys are done. You can have fun." So he went to go put up that stuff, and he was coming back, and the albino black kid in that class, which I'm pretty sure he is. I don't know. I always thought he was. Or ginger kid. I always call him albino. Big J call him albino, and I was like, yeah, I can see that. But he said, "Crazy legs, go after this one," because we're all just kicking the ball around, and he kicks it so far in the air, and that was the first time I've seen Crazy Legs run like one step per, and no one laughed. We were all like,
we were all shocked.
Like, yo, he could run.
Like, I don't think anybody wanted to laugh because that would, like, obviously be fucked up.
Yeah.
But I remember, now that you mentioned that, I remember the coach's face, too. He was like, what?
Yeah, like, we turned around because he was coming back, and he's all like, what the fuck did I just see?
Man.
And then he kicked it, and he comes back, and it's pretty much like, what's up? And then I actually told him, I was like, I didn't know you could run. He was like, yeah, man, I can. It takes a lot of effort, but I can. And I was like, oh. Because he always walked side to side, but when he ran normal. Man.
Can you believe that instead of doing classwork, the coach took us out to the soccer field?
Yeah.
To get the field ready.
He was like, it's my girl's last game. I was like, yeah, it's the lady soccer, which I always thought it was weird. He was the lady soccer coach. I just don't think that's a good look. But he's like, yeah, it's my girl's last game or something. And then we here spray painting the field.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Most of us didn't even do anything. Like, I was probably one of the ones that didn't do anything because he only had like a limited amount of stuff that needed to be done.
Yeah, it was just a spray paint.
And I think our class was the class that finished it.
Yeah, because it was a lesson on geometry, with the what is it, hexagons? I think it's on the soccer ball. Hexagons, octagons, hexagons.
I don't remember.
But I remember spray painting the edges of it, and then he went in with his little like sprayer thing and filled. And I think we were all filling in the soccer ball, and he was walking around the field spray painting. But yeah, man, that was that glorious day we saw that kid run. But no, I don't really respect his ass just because, I mean, just the way he is. So, and his parents.
Oh, he changed a lot, man. Yeah, I don't respect people that are like that.
Or it's just like, what was it? Like his mom was like, "You guys only hang over here because," I guess they were talking, and they're like, "Them boys want to come over here because we have money," and so it's like, what? Like,
even though he never had money on him every time we took him out.
Yeah.
We always had to buy shit for him.
Right. It's like yeah, right. It's like, oh, you got this, bro. I'm just like, what? But
I think it was funny that the time that his parents said that was when we went over for Christmas dinner, and we all pitched in and bought him just random shit. And his parents want to talk about we only hang out with him because he has money.
Yeah, that ruined it for me with that one. And then he starts talking, shit about everybody behind their back, and like I hung out with him, and he was just like, "Bro, you and me are the ones that have money," and this. I'm just like, "What are you talking about? Just because my parents, have a house doesn't mean we got money. Just because these people over here live in the way they do doesn't mean they don't have money. Like there's more to life than that." But he didn't understand that, so I think that's what at that point really ended up hurting our relationship or like friendship. But I was like, whatever. I mean, I don't need that because, I mean, we're the same ethnicity. My parents are from the same place, kinda. So they're from the same country, but they for some reason always want to say that they're Mexican. I'm just like, that's cool, but Mexicans are gonna call you out fast, and that's not gonna be good.
He was ashamed of being the race that he was.
Yeah, I mean, for me, because I remember he talked to me. He's like, how do you do it? Like, how do you not care? It's like, because I don't. He meets me now, I'll be like, I didn't even care I'm that race either. Like I will deny that I am. My tactic is when people come up to me, it's like yo, hey boy, what your Mexican Hispanic ass get out of here. And I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm Italian.
Italian.
uh, somebody has believed me before when I said it jokingly. They're like, wait, are you really Italian? I'm just like, do you think I am?
Dude, talking about that, I remember me and my older brother, we went to McDonald's one day, and we were sitting waiting for our order, and this nice old lady looks at us. She's like staring at us, and like she was friendly, and then she was like, "Where y'all from?" And I was like, "Why?" She was like, "I don't know. You just seem Italian. Italian people are really cool." And
What?
I was like, I'm not Italian." And then she looks at my brother and she was like, "You look Dominican."
Yeah, I got
I
that.
was like,
Um, there was just one girl actually, who actually was Dominican. I think she is Dominican. I don't know. But my best friend at that time, that point in my life, um, you know, always said I looked Asian because of my glasses, and I never really opened my eyes fully just because I relax. I relax. I don't, my eyes aren't gonna be open when I wear contacts. My eyes are wide open. But he went around telling people I was Dominican. So I never talked to this girl ever. We were always we graduated together. We never had classes together, any of that. So one day in high school, going from elementary to middle to high school, we're all always together. But in high school, like never talked to her, none of that in my life. I knew who she was. She knew who I was. Never talked to her in my life. She walks up to me. She's like, "Hey, um, I figured it'd be really cool if we hung out more because I was told you're Dominican."
"Oh,
And I'm just like, "Who told you that?"
are you interested? Are you
No,
interested?"
she just let like we all got a band together. I'm just like, "Who told you that?" And then my friend at the time was next to me, and he starts laughing, and he's like, "Yeah, bro, you're Dominican, right?" I'm just like, "Nah, I'm what?" So then her face went from smiling to upset. It's like, "Oh, I thought I found another Dominican around here." I'm just like, "No, I'm not."
You remember that whole race thing that was going on around high school?
Yeah, and then Big
Where
J
we all
comes
had
up and
cliques.
he said he kept the peace.
I remember that time. It was homecoming, I think, or it was some kind of event, and like all the Hispanics were trying to find somebody, and I literally thought we were gonna have a race war.
I think I was there that one night. That was that one night. I think. As funny as it's like, think about it now, just because that girl is not very in our lives anymore. I think I know. You know who I'm talking about. She always had a thing for Hispanics, and then and after high school, she ended up with someone else, and now she like as soon as she got out of high school, she had a kid. Crazy, her kid just her birthday was not too long ago. Thanks Facebook. But that girl, I think that was that night because you were hanging out around her with her, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna step into Drippy's vibe here, even though her and I were like talking, and then you left. And I think that was the night you're talking about. You disappeared because I was hanging out with you pretty much that whole night.
I don't know. All I remember is I was just chilling there, and then they were like, "Hey, Drippy, come on, man! Like, we'll have a problem with this, man. Come on, we gotta take care of it." I was like, "What's going on?" And you see like 20, 30 of the Hispanics just gathering around. I was like, "Oh shit, we better have a war."
Yeah, I think I remember that everyone started gathering up and behind the scenes of the football game going on there. But
And teachers and everybody were asking everybody what was going on. Ah, man. You know,
yeah,
it might have looked scary, but it was kind of fun to be in a little riot.
I don't
I
know.
remember one time too, we were coming back from lunch, and there was probably like maybe 3 or 4 cholos throughout that whole high school, me being one of them. And I remember somebody said they're like, "Hey, those two guys over there saying that cholos are whack, that they're just nothing but a piece of shit, and especially you two." So me and the other guy, we got pumped, man. We got real pumped, and we started following them, and everybody was like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" They literally cleared a whole hallway because they thought we were gonna fight. And turns out, them two people didn't say that. Somebody said that as a joke to see how we would react to it.
Welcome. Like, hey, Bato, you talking shit about Cholo Bato? Okay.
So, man,
Simon?
it them high school times, man, we were all wild.
Nah, I mean, I was, just like now, just chill, laid back, whatever. I mean, I was too into being with the person that I was with at the time and not focused on and video games. Yeah, and then I met you all, and then it's just like pretty much like my boys after that. But yeah, high school was just chill for me. I mean, the only thing I did wrong, which I mentioned like early episode, like episode 3 on season 1, where I got that same girl that I wanted to be my high school sweetheart at that point. The on and off again, and I threw away that binder of hers. So
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you told me that.
I mean, I was just focused on stuff like that. Stupid. Kind of ruined, I guess, going to college and stuff like that. But I mean, that was my. And then hearing your crazy stories, like, man, the whole Cholo thing and pantsing and all that. I was just, man, I didn't really deal with that. The most hype I got, I guess, was yelling at this girl, I guess, that I was talking to, and I was jealous because she was talking to someone else. But we ended it, and we had a big argument in the cafeteria, like yelling. Just her and I. Like it wasn't even my lunch period. It was. I just walked in there and we started yelling, and then the whole cafeteria quieted down.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. Like it got that loud. She walked up to me. She's like, "You're talking shit." Blah 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 blah. I'm just like, "No, I didn't say shit." And like I want to talk good things about you. And then she starts yelling, and then like the whole thing like quiets. Like, even the lunch ladies are just staring. And then the teachers were like, starting to say, "Hey," snapping their fingers. Hey, like we need to calm down. Like yo, I'm not gonna fight her. There's not gonna be fist fight. Just verbal altercation. But and then I got a, "Hey, are you in this lunch?" And then I just booked it out of there because I was skipping class that one time.
Damn.
Yeah.
Crazy. I remember. You won't believe this, but I actually saved somebody's life during lunch. Me and a friend of mine who were eating. You know how they had their different like sides where it was like freshmen through sophomores, I think, or juniors,
Juniors, yeah, the
and
seniors
then
got
you
all the
had your senior
fancy
one.
red tables and they can
Yeah,
eat outside. Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, we were seniors, and dude. All right, me and my friend we were just eating, and we were looking around, and next thing you know, we see a kid on the floor, and nobody's paying attention to this kid. So me and my boy were just like looking at him, like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, we thought he was like joking and shit, but he starts having a seizure
Yo, bad night. Yeah, you're right.
in the middle of lunch, and nobody's
Getting
paying
three
attention to
piece.
this kid. Not even his friends that are right beside him.
What the hell?
Right, yeah. And we got up, we got close to him, and then we went to go get like the one of the teachers, and we told him like, hey, one of the kids over here is having a seizure. So she ran over there to his side, and that's when everybody started worrying.
Was that in the middle of the hallway?
No, no, this was in
Oh,
lunch.
okay. No, I meant like when everyone would hang out in the hallway in the middle, where they sold the candy and stuff. I seen a seizure happen there once. That's what made me think about that.
I remember one time too. One of my other boys had a seizure, and this one kid was making fun of him. So after he was hearing that this guy was making fun of him, telling people everything about it, like he was pissed, and he went looking for him. Dude, the guy never showed. The guy was always hiding with his cousins, cause he knew that my boy was out to get him.
Yeah,
And it takes us back to the whole thing where they act tough and everything until shit pops off.
all the time. All the time. Um, But I mean, shoot, wouldn't it continue these high school stories just because now I'm interested? Just like,
Now,
yo,
right? Yeah.
yo,
Now I'm in.
Drippy, I haven't heard this side of you. Like, all I think from high school was like the times we had together, not your times from my times. But I think we should continue that definitely for season 2, episode 3. But definitely, going over the hour mark now. Those who are watching, our podcast consists of nostalgia stories, food, tech, video games, music, movies. Even though music and movies have kind of taken a back seat, we'll start incorporating that more in the future. But you can check it out. Actually, this is kind of a milestone. First was 10 hours. Now we're at 12 hours of content, half a day's worth, inching closer to the 24-hour mark, which, trippy. It's crazy to think someone could literally listen to us all day.
I could listen to us all day.
All day, different story each time.
And you know how I could do that?
How?
By drinking some Dubby.
Dubby. You should check out Dubby. Dubby.gg. They sponsor us each separately. You can get 10% off. Use my discount code DJK.
Or use code DrippyBear. 10% off. I would recommend, well, it's probably the only flavor I got right now, but I would recommend the Dragonade. Good stuff.
I know that before we started doing the podcast today, Drippy said that he was mixing it and drinking it. Just like, I'm kind of jealous. I haven't got my Drippy product just yet. I've been holding off, but they don't sponsor this podcast solely, but they sponsor each of us individually. So whenever we do stream, you can check us out. Definitely at the bottom, one of our tiles there for the Twitch. You can check out our respective discount code, mine DJK and Drippy Bear.
Mine's not up yet. I still have to put mine up, but either way,
you don't have to click that link. You can always just use the discount code. Click the link; it'll automatically apply to it. But you can support us, support Dubby. They are actually a new drink, kind of like G Fuel, and we reached out to them, and each of us got sponsored for it. So they're out there for the smaller guys. So
thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Dubby, for the good things that you provide. Deliciousness. With no sugar.
No sugar. Natural flavors.
But I think this wraps it up, though. Definitely enjoyed our conversation today. I mean, learning a lot more about you and your time in high school, and the shanked and pantsed and fighting in the showers. Basically, the gulag before Warzone was a thing. I'll be happy to hear more about later, especially with our viewers here. Thanks, Bat Knight, your little side combo there. Give him 3-piece with the sauce. And Drippy. Definitely will continue. This was the season 2, episode 3. Crazy to think that we've almost had 13 hours of content and we're at the 12-hour mark.
Hour mark. Correct.
But
make sure to have fun.
Always. This podcast doesn't do anything with politics or anything like that. We'll brim on the subject just because of what's going on, like gas prices and all that. I did make that comment. But when it comes to political views and all that, that's kind of excused from here.
Yep. Just kick back, cast. Just sit back, relax, listen to our dumb stuff,
and enjoy some celery like I did today. If you heard in the beginning of the podcast, me and this diet that I'm going on, nothing but I'm actually feeling kind of full now, kind of satisfied. Earlier I was kind of like, I need a cheeseburger. But stay healthy and drink Dubby. Use our discount codes, 10% off.
Get that energy with Dubby.
But that wraps up for episode 2 of season 2. So we're always here every Tuesday or Wednesday. Normally Tuesdays at 5 p.m. up until 6 p.m. or a little bit after, depending on how long we go. But I think that's it. So Drippy, let's wrap it up. Adios, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Adios.